I've been told that people seem to think that I love to hear myself talk. And it is very true. I do love to hear myself talk. They'll never get me to admit it, but I do love it. So first, we're gonna go ahead and make sure that everything's all. Oh yeah, and also the critical drinker just came out with something today, and I know Twitter, I know, but he came out with something today. It'd be nice to do, but we'll get to it eventually. But yeah, right into it. Let's get right into it. Hello, Rev.
Welcome back to another round of Twitter users treating
Let me
fictional
turn this up a little bit.
real people and real people like they're fictional characters and getting mad at you for
Yeah,
knowing the difference. So, what's causing outrage this time in the
please tell
realm
me.
of fictional content? Well, this time it is Frieren. This time people are upset about character designs, in particular Frieren, because they
And no one was surprised.
believe her design is extremely problematic. Now, this is a very popular franchise, and when
Very
the anime
popular.
came out, it exploded, especially
Even
in the
people who don't
West,
watch anime watch
bringing
it.
in a lot of new anime fans. And when you do that, you bring in a lot of tourist and usual suspects as well. And they've been trying to basically come up with any reason to
Okay,
complain
yeah, I can turn
about
it up a little
the
bit. Sorry about that. I'm hoping that
series. In fact,
this is fine.
we talked about this before. People were trying to say that Frieren was fascist propaganda. Really? Yeah, they were doing this because
I do like how everything always kind of inexorably comes back to some type of exigent political ideology to the people on Twitter, where it's just like everything has to, in some way, come to the most extreme critical end. And it makes me so upset because it's devaluing words. Really, season one got you into anime? That's, honestly, Free Run's a pretty good anime to get people into it. There are a lot of like really weird esoteric ones out there that if you're not into anime, it's a little hard to get into. Like, but I mean, I love anime, so if you like Free Run, I would suggest going and watching Odd Taxi. Odd Taxi is really good. It's a slow burn kind of murder mystery, and I think that you probably would find it a little interesting. Actually, let's go ahead and clear this background music so we're just not listening to Skyrim in the background. But yeah, Free Run's great. I love
they
it.
believe Frieren's desire to not coexist with demons in the series was the product of fascism. Yes, they
Absolutely.
wanted to
Imagine how
present
that works.
irredeemably evil demons. That's what we're talking about. In fact, some people got a little too woke and started saying that the demons in the series are allegories for real life minorities.
So we can actually kind of get into that too. I remember that not only were they talking about 40K for space bug killing, but they were talking about other things like in D&D where orcs are also a stand-in for some type of minority group or something like that. And the mere fact that everything has to come back to this weird, ideologically driven, identity based political ideology really, in a way, is taxing on the regular human being. That's just not how people see things. And it really kind of makes me upset that, I'm glad they have the space to talk about it, but it's upsetting that it's now more kind of an echo chamber for people who just have these ideologies as opposed to, legitimately setting up some critique or debate. Like I could see somebody making, maybe drawing that conclusion, but I think that, everybody on the face of the planet who's regular would never have drawn that conclusion unless they've drinking of the poison chalice, so to speak. So I just wish that we could come back to a time where, common sense, or rather people would look at things not in the lens or framework of that. But I'm glad, you
Yeah,
need an anime
they actually went
recommendation, come
there.
to me. I
But
got good
one thing I always
ones.
found interesting is that despite the popularity of the series and the petite design of Frieren, there wasn't a lot of complaints about it, which I
True.
thought was pretty interesting given Twitter's bloodlust towards anything that looks petite. But of course, our luck has run out, and we've gotten a post that's gone
Oh
viral
no,
here talking
not
about
Rock
Frieren's design,
Solid.
and people are seething.
Rock Solid is like a masturbator on Twitter. It's just Every time I see him in any like appear in any video, it's or see them appear in any video, it's just like, oh, okay, we're in for the best takes ever, boys. Ugh. Is it still too low? Maybe that'll be better. Sorry about that. Sometimes we have to look at it that way, but people take it way too far on that platform. Yeah, no, people definitely take things way too like on Twitter. It's always turned up to like 11, and that's because I think there's no repercussions for people turning things up to 11, which you should have the ability to turn things up to 11 if you want. However, you should also face a punishment for turning things up to 11 for no reason. Like, I don't know. I'm usually the type of person that's not super authoritarian when it comes to like, enforcement of rules or enforcement of certain things, but sometimes people need to just have their hands taken off the keyboard and told you have to go outside for a day and you can't post anything.
And they're not just seething, they're being giant hypocrites, they're exposing themselves,
Oh
they're
yeah.
showing their jealousy. It's a mess. But let's read it real quick. Flat chest, no behind, short, elf ears. This is the ideal female body.
I
You
hope
may
this is
not
loud
like it,
enough.
but this
Please let
is
me
what
know.
peak performance looks like. So,
Thank you, Rock
again,
Solid.
this is sort of a meme format here. And we're talking about Frieren, a fictional character, okay? It's not that deep. But I will say this.
Yeah, it's not that deep, but I'm gonna bet you that somebody's going to take it much deeper than it needs to be taken.
Every single
The
attribute
depths
listed
of which you
here,
would have
I
never
have
been
made
able
a
to
video
imagine somebody
covering
would have gone.
people using those descriptions to label someone as a predator when talking about fictional characters even.
Yeah, this
And
is
you might
fine.
be saying,
Oh,
Red,
you're talking about the
really?
volume. Good.
Elf ears? Yes, that actually
It
happened
works.
as well. I made a video about a year ago about this, where a cosplayer was being
Oh
called a
yeah, I
pedo baby
remember
because
that.
they would wear elf ears.
Obviously, as I said before, I'm not really like a huge drama person. I don't really view this as like drama, so to speak. I view this as more like cultural satire and cultural commentary. But I remember when this happened, I saw like all the thumbnails and people talking about it. It was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go outside for the day. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna watch this one. I just couldn't take it. How dumb it was that somebody was trying to make that
Their
comparison.
cosplays. People are absolutely
Oh my
deranged. But let's
gosh.
return to the original post that has nearly 9 million views. Okay, this thing popped off. And you can see one of the
I feel
top
like that dog
replies
all the time
with
too.
27,000 likes says, yeah, if you're a predator.
Like,
If
the worst part about it is it's not that I feel like the dog saying that this is fine. I feel like the dog in the fact that I can't do anything to change it. I watched someone on Twitter once argue short women are child coded with complete sincerity, and that's about the time I clocked out. I mean, yeah, it. Oh, it makes me so upset. It makes me so upset to hear people completely devaluing certain words. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I can believe that somebody would make that argument because we live in, Anno Domini 2026,
you like
the
this
year of our
design or
Lord.
these attributes. And then some women in the reply say, man, I'm an adult woman and I look like that. Then down here, this individual says, same, I'm 30.
Well, too bad for you. I guess you were born that way. Just like, come on, what?
4'11", flat chest, flat booty. Unfortunately, no elf ears though. You missed the most important feature out of the whole thing, the elf ears.
You got
But
enough for
as
Twitter
you can
people to
see,
call you like every
there are
name in the book
women,
based purely
adult
on your
women,
looks.
who fit
Isn't that funny how
the
that works?
description that was contained in the above tweet. But these people are unironic misogynists, okay? I don't use that term lightly because it is a buzzword on Twitter, but these people
Nova. See, you made the mistake of not going to Russia to get all of your bones broken so that they could regrow to be a gymnast. Should have fixed that about
being
yourself.
short or being flat or any of these things. And they
It's a shame.
basically say because of your body type that
Shame.
you have no control over in some cases, you are unlovable. And anyone who finds you attractive is some sort of a predator. That is incredibly misogynistic. And you can see how
Oh
many
yeah.
people really back this up. This tweet says, so basically a child, referring to these attributes. This tweet
You know,
got, can you
honestly,
see it?
at the end of the day, though, we can all kind of take a second to realize, at least the people who are responding this in a non-ironic fashion, we can all point to them and say, okay, so your opinion no longer matters. Got it. Blocked.
93,000 likes. I think if you want to keep your sanity, you're going to have to assume or hope this is a lot of botting.
Keep my sanity?
But there could be
I've already lost it, brother.
3,000 sentient human beings who liked and agreed with this sort of premise. And this tweet
probably about half of those are bots.
But I got a screenshot
I would
of
think.
the community note. That's why they deleted it, by the way. Reminding this totally sane individual that adults have flat chests.
By the way, community notes have been unambiguously one of the best things to have happened to Twitter. Oh my god, some of them are great.
And be short without being a child. So yeah. Also, again, we're talking about an elf in a fictional.
Yeah, we're talking about
setting.
A drawing.
But the original poster.
By the way, guys, yeah, you know, arms and hands inside the riot at all times. But we are talking about a drawing.
Would delete it and then say, ratio so good. All the guys with anime profile pictures are getting emotional.
I mean, I can't really talk. I have an anime PFP if you really sit down and talk about it.
Understand this. The above tweet that's deleted had 93,000 likes. Their reply has 11. That's why people are accusing this of being botted. This person in the reply underneath their own tweet is getting 11 likes versus the top that had 9.
By the way, notice how it's the person with the Haruhi anime picture coming in with a dog. We know you botted this. Based Haruhi. So, I will say, I think Twitter, when used properly, like in the example of the Iranian Revolution that's been happening, has been a unanimous and ubiquitous good. So there are some good things that Twitter does by existing, but I will agree that 90% of it is probably community notes.
Make it make sense. But then this goofball, this cornball here, replies to this individual saying, dog, we know you botted this. And they say, do you envy me? Do you want to buy...
Posting unironic yaoi right afterwards.
Some for your
okay.
Post too, my little Omega. And then posts characters that would fall under the exact same description that they labeled as something that predators
at this point
are attracted to.
At this point, I almost kind of feel like we're getting psyoped by these people. I think they're all just federal agents just trying to get people distracted from like the problems that are actually happening in the real world.
They said, no way these dudes really
paid actor
part of the team where people are mocking their post and other information about their accounts. They have 1 like on this. Remember,
oh my gosh.
93,000. Their subsequent posts, separate from it, are getting 1 like versus 34 comments, all dunking on them, okay? This account we're talking about has 18,500 followers, and they can't even...
Yeah, there's something suspicious about this. Like, I don't even participate in Twitter, and I can already see that this is a little suspicious.
Scenario. But, of course, the projection is going to continue. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of tweets like this. I'm not joking. People completely going mask off. This person saying, free my girl Frieren from this predatory...
I want you to all look at what is being said here. It's like, bro, first of all, it's a drawing. Second of all, what type of a claim is this? Source, I made it the fuck up. Oh my god.
Interesting. You're basically saying
go outside. Go make a singular friend, please. I'm begging you.
It's basically your favorite because it's your girl Frieren. So this guy's a predator for liking Frieren, but that's your girl? So what does that make you? These people are like
insane.
They're like rubbing together like their last 2 brain cells to type out these quotes.
It's pretty generous,
Here's a
Rev.
reply.
I don't think they've got two brain cells to rub together. I can't with the internet, man. A YouTuber that I watch once said, "Remember, arms and legs inside of the cabin at all times." That's the way that I view the internet. Just don't interact with these people, treat it like a zoo, and it gets a lot better.
Saying maybe if she didn't look 10. If this looks like a 10-year-old, or this looks like any sort of a real child, you
Jesus
are
Christ, dude.
so hard, it's actually insane. Here's some more. This person saying, "Get my wife's name out of your mouth, you tourist predator."
Jesus Christ. He's got a Goku profile picture too, man. Some stereotypes write themselves, let's be honest here.
Again, the self
At
owns
Pablo.
are insane. You're calling someone a predator for liking this character, and then you call it your wife. Make it make sense. And then, speaking of tourist, you have a Dragon Ball profile picture. Do we need to remind you some of the early seasons of Dragon Ball where there was content that was way...
So for some of you guys who don't know, or like who haven't watched Dragon Ball, there were some, I would say, there were some of the time scenes that were okay during the 80s that nobody would have looked at in any way strange, that as we are looking back with a modern lens would look very different. But, at the time it didn't do it wasn't anything that was wrong. And even now it's ostensibly nothing wrong. It just wouldn't be able to be flown on modern television.
Way more extreme than this, that
a lot having to do with Chi-Chi, I think.
A person like this would consider it very problematic. But let's continue. Another,
especially all of Master Roshi. Oh my god,
insane lack of self-awareness. This person saying, "Where in the ditty is this ideal?" And this person says, "Saying
yes, let's go ahead and invoke the ditty." That's gonna make your point. That's gonna totally make your point.
Profile picture is crazy.
Oh, and Monogatari is also another anime. I have never watched it. Can't recommend it. Some people like it. Some people hate it. It's definitely out there and definitely weird.
And this person says, "What are you even trying to prove?" That entire series has multiple characters with a build like Frieren. In fact, probably even more towards that direction. And that series is incredibly lewd. And it's your profile picture while you're calling people Diddy for liking something even more tame than what you're
Imagine it being like the most unironic projection ever.
And all these people with their obsession with Epstein is crazy. Epstein or Diddy or whatever. I mean, this one right here, like,
honestly, that's a little bit of a funny picture.
Who has this saved to their phone? That's
that guy does.
Deranged behavior. But guess what? 43,000 likes. These people are off their rocker, dude. Here's another
good lord
insane form of projection.
I can't believe that some people would post some of this stuff.
Like you're supposed to be 10. You're weird. You're a creep. Ew. Gross. What's wrong?
And let's all take a second to realize Rock Solid only had to post, let's see, less than 100 characters. Less than 100 characters and 2 pictures. We've gotten all of this from that. A bountiful harvest, if you will.
Says she is perfect. And then the original poster says, "I'm prettier." Posting an image of themselves wearing, I guess it's Sanrio, while being petite. What are we doing?
Yeah,
is
what?
It jealousy or what?
How have we gotten here?
And then we have this. Sometimes it's worth Googling female anatomy, bro. A woman like that won't be able to carry a child for many reasons.
Why are we even talking about that? What's this got even anything to do with? What? How did we get here?
Go get some treatment? What is this person even talking about? Guys, guess what? Petite women, they can't have children according to this Twitter user. Also, by the way, Google female anatomy. We're talking about a fictional character. What are you even doing? Why are you going off about real people? And also, we're talking about like all this stuff. Like, this is a cosplayer. This is someone making
Cosplayer
adult
looks like a
content,
strong word.
and they're doing cosplays of the series Frieren. And now they're projecting over this type of stuff.
I will never
It's-
understand these people. You have taken your first step on your journey of understanding these people.
like the ultimate hypocritical behavior.
Understanding
But,
that they
of course,
cannot
at
be
the end of the day,
understood.
this whole thing,
Everything gets
is
better
very
from
simple.
there.
And the original poster would follow up on their own post saying, to all the quote retweets, I will say, if you hear flat chest and no behind, and the first thing you think of is children, it honestly says a lot more about you.
100%.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is a good
100%.
video on. People on Twitter have like absolutely fried their brains. I don't even know. This whole video is filled with so many examples of hypocrisy, projection, even jealousy, all over someone describing accurately a popular anime character. So I guess Frieren.
I mean,
is
it
now
was a little
problematic.
inflammatory. Let's be honest here. We
Bozo,
knew
I
he
guess
knew what
that's
he
the
was
way it
doing.
is.
We all
Hopefully
knew what
this
he was
kind of,
doing. We all knew what was
gets
going to
some
happen
people
from
out
it.
of the way, it gatekeeps, it filters people, and less people will be interested in the new coming season, which people are super hyped for. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's
I haven't
video. As
actually
always,
watched any of the
feel
new
free to share your
season.
thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Rev. We love Rev. No, I haven't actually gotten a chance to look at the new season of Frieren. It's definitely on my list. I've been kind of a little busy, obviously, with some other things, and there's a couple of other anime that I've been really kind of wanted to get into. But yeah, it's just insane the amount of shit that people say on the internet, especially about like things that ostensibly are normal. Oh my god.